tossing it in. So yeah, going with foundations. Usually I like to look at the ones that are higher difficulty, above 2. Because usually, just going to put like one whole set, maybe 2 at most. So I just try to get those out of the way first. Concern for the future.
High difficulty, no block, and its abilities aren't very relevant.
Yeah. Fatherly love.
It can be cute if you're running, what was that attack? Cossack Slam, I think? The one that readies a foundation?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it seems like a lot of legwork for something so trivial.
Yeah.
Gambit Destroyer. Like I said, I'd have at least 1 copy floating around. It almost seems like a offhand harnessing chaos that you have to be mindful of resource symbols. Anyways, hates on blocks. Breaking bread. No. Yeah.
Its second ability is no.
Yeah. Tribal Protector all depends on the attack lineup, so keep an eye out for it. Agile Warrior, definitely at least 2.
You think so?
It goes and changes. It does have a restriction on to which attack you target, whether it's
that's true.
yours or your opponent's.
That's true.
So there's never really going to be a moment where you're going to be looking at it as a dead card.
I just don't like 4-check 3 difficulty foundations that don't have a really strong ability. It's not bad, but
well, like I said, the whole fact that it doesn't have any type of boundaries makes it pretty solid. DLN. The 1 for 2 card deal is pretty solid. But I just hate to destroy something for a blind draw, more or less.
I usually run 1 copy in decks that can run it, unless I'm hurting for deck space.
Yeah, we can keep an eye out for it, most definitely.
But the lack of a block absolutely kills it.
Yeah. Blue Bomber. I want to like the card, but it seems like it's too much telegraphing. You do have the potential for mind games with it, but for a 3 difficulty foundation, seems to be a bit too expensive for you to kind of joke around with.
I would honestly rather play the next card, which is one that I really enjoy.
Most definitely.
Just in general.
The whole fact that Mega Man has the ability that enables this. This would... I'd probably run 4 copies. Maybe. At the very least, I would want to run 3. Just to ensure that I see it. So stupid.
Commit it for Mega Man's ability. On Dust Crusher, give Dust Crusher plus 6 damage.
Okay. Well, now we'll go and look at Card difficulty less than 2. First one come across Hunters Once More. Even if you don't really need the momentum, the whole opportunity to go and play a copy of Hunters Once More as a block and then kick it out, it can't be overstated. Focus and Patient, I'm a huge fan of. I mean, being able to. I'm like.
You Wait, you said less than 2?
Yeah. So.
What about the 2 difficulties? Or is that last?
Yeah, I usually do it last.
Oh, okay.
Because you usually run more of the 2 difficulties, so I try to go and fit in whatever 3s or 1s and 0s that I can while there's some elbow room.
Mm-hmm.
I find it easier to kind of look through that and add those, and then take them out later than to try to shoehorn them in whenever I've already found a plethora of 2s that I want to run.
Fair enough.
But yeah, next up, Focus and Patient. Like you were saying earlier, card knowledge is a huge commodity, whether hand or in your deck. So I be able to look at your next potential block checks or any type of card draw is huge.
I would really like Focused and Patient if it had a block. But the fact that it's already, kind of fighting for space with stuff like Limitless Strength, possibly other cards in the deck. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of the things I want to kind of keep an eye on. We'll see what comes up. Fighting Robot is pretty decent, but like you said, I mean, there's weapon to upgrade out there, so kind of move it along. Copyright, go and try to keep in. Merciful, we'll try not to laugh too hard while we skip it.
Right.
Built for Speed, I mean, I could see running a couple copies in it. I mean, coming across the instance where you're later into your attack string and you have no intention of letting your opponent live through all this, go and pop one of your committed foundations via Built for Speed and just kind of pile on top of the shit.
Built for Speed is one of those cards that I play for the stats more than the ability.
Yeah. But I mean, when you do have to use it for the ability, it can have some payoff.
Yeah.
Tainted Blood, most definitely. I mean,
I heard you like low blocks.
Also yes. Also like to ensure that no card is useless, even if it's for speed pumping.
Additionally, it combos really, really well with Limitless Strength.
Yes.
For the same reason that it does with, what was it, Tribal Protector? Or is it Glacial Assault? The one.
Yeah.
The 2 foundations.
Yeah, since it doesn't seal it, it just indicates you can't play the abilities.
Exactly.
That's a huge difference. So yeah, Tainted Blood is... So, I heard you like +3 speed and damage.
I do.
I knew you would. The Land of Marioku, you're in a really bad spot if this becomes a useful card for you.
If it's useful for you, you've already lost.
Yes. I mean, either you've overextended, like, abhorrently bad last turn, or your opponent has just such crazy, overwhelming stun potential or lockdown. It's one of those kind of saving throws instances. And the whole fact that it doesn't have a block, it's a very false sense of security. Anyways, Dauntless Hero, 1 for 1. It's a tad expensive, I mean, for Foundation Destruction. I mean, because you had to go and drop it from your hand, and then drop it down into your staging area. It wasn't like it was a quick deal. You had to not only waste a card, but waste a turn in order to be able to use it. So, left with no choice. It's a decent oh shit kind of trigger. I mean, I doubt that we're going to be lacking space for it. I mean, lacking the cards to fill the deck with to where we consider this as a viable deal. Naivete depends on how many low blocks we have. Keep an eye on it. And that's
exactly
the only determining. Super Fighting Robot, I mean, anything that gives speed and damage for it just to commit is pretty significant. So, I mean, it's one of those deals that if there's any amount of range attacks in here, something to consider. But I mean, with a combination of stun and limitless strength, it may not be necessary.
Agreed.
Sons of Dr. Light. I mean, we're already...
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, 1/4, no block. Shopaholic, I mean, we don't really have any face down cards going on, so... One-man Wolfpack. I mean, I'd probably run 1 or 2 copies just to try to subvert the whole breaker counters. But, like I said, it could come down to if the deck really needs the space, and it can get booted. I mean, that's what the sideboard is for. Evil's Unforgivable.
I don't even think there's a character, or I don't think there's even abilities that would trigger the second one. Oh no, it's any number. For some reason I was thinking more than 5. It's just really niche.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, not that many people really run Vengeful Intentions. And off the top of my head, that's the only one that I can think of that really... yeah. Anyways, Human Weapon. Doesn't hurt to have a couple copies in hand. I mean, if they're ballsy enough not to block, then you're getting away with 2 free damage. 2+ depending on how many attacks they don't decide to block. I probably wouldn't run more than that, though. In my eyes, it's something that's set up for encouraging your opponent to block your first attack a lot more. It's like, oh, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't either, but I get the general gist.
It's like, hey, there's some beer here. Delicious. Nimble Assassin.
I wanted to like this when I was trying to put together a mature deck, but no.
Yeah, and I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of the attacks that we're going to have for this are going to be high. So
now, if you were playing Legacy and you were playing a Guy deck
Oh yeah.
with evil plans, oh
Yep.
yeah.
You don't need transference. You just need nimble assassin.
Play both.
Also, yes. All right, going for the two difficulties. First one is Shang-Chi. I mean, it's a decent overall, like offensive and defensive card. And
Yeah, but the defensive ability is only playable if you don't have any others out, which means if you draw more, they kind of become dead cards. Or, I mean, you'd only use them as blocks.
yeah,
I think there are better cards to put in the deck. As far as foundations go.
that's true. Like reincarnated. Oh, seriously. Down to Senjutsu, Jutsushi.
Yes, Senjutsushi is excellent. Because I like giving my attacks powerful for free.
Yep. I mean, also the like last ditch effort. I mean, you go and use the enhance to re-ready like a limitless strength or whatever to add that extra damage.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to consider putting in. Utterly unlucky. It doesn't get that much mileage outside of Cinco.
I don't like destroy a foundation that you already have to take a card out of your hand and put it in your staging area.
Yeah. It's
don't like it.
It's definitely a dual or tri-symbol card. To where you had this one card in there that doesn't match your other symbols because it has such good utility. Or, I mean, the main reason you want to use it is because you thought your opponent would be in a lot more offensive on their turn, so you kept that one foundation with that clutch block, like the high or low, but they didn't wind up doing anything. So like, you know what? Screw it. I went in my staging area anyways. Either way, though, it doesn't have a block on it, and I'm not that infatuated with it. I'm pretty sure I don't even have it in my Cinco deck. So I'm moving on. Dangerous Blood.
I want to like this card, but I don't know if I can. I don't think I even play it in Jeddah. Or maybe I do, and it's just for the block. Let me take a look here. No, I don't even play it in Jeddah.
It all depends on what other combo attacks you have.
Honestly, I prefer it more for the response than the form.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially when you're at the end of it and you're crunching numbers trying to...
Yeah, ping them for every last bit of damage you can. But it's not great.
Yeah. I mean, that...
Now, if that said they lose 2 vitality, oh man. I'd be all over it.
So would the ban list. Oh.
Yeah. Well, the other way around, it would be all over the ban list.
Oh. Touche. Anyways, Sagacious.
Nope.
Yeah. Who wants
Honestly, none of the Jeddah cards are great for Mega Man.
Who wants to play bitch cards when you want to attack? Yeah.
Wings and Claws, same deal.
Yeah, wings and claws
If
is
that were an enhance, maybe. Oh wait, I'm reading that backwards. Never mind. Yeah, no. Still no.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to draw it up, so whatever. New ally.
A new ally feels like old school battle disc, except you don't have to reveal a card from your hand.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it doesn't have a block.
It's a slot machine. You go and pull the lever. Let's see what comes up. I mean,
Trust.
What's up?
No, go ahead.
I mean, it's decent. Kind of the same reason why I like that Morgan Foundation. The one where you reveal your top card, and if it's attack, you draw it. Basically, if you whiff with it, then you go and know your next check.
I can't think of what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Looking for a thrill, yeah.
Yeah.
The only difference is that it had better stats and a block on it.
Yeah, and that's what's holding us back is the no block and the forecheck.
Yeah, gonna walk away from that one. But yeah, trusted colleague.
I like it.
I mean, anything to let you cheat progressive difficulty. It's huge.
I mean, if it were -2, it wouldn't be worth it, but it's a 3.
Yeah.
And it's got a block, it's a 5 check.
I agree.
It kind of depends. But it's pretty decent.
I'm still interested in seeing Neverending Story in here. I mean, one of the annoying things I have another benefit to it is if you're coming across a reversal deck, then you wouldn't be as reluctant to use one of your attacks to go and block, knowing that you could never-ending battle it back into your hand.
No, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it would.
It says before your end phase.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They go.
Or are you talking about blocking on? Oh, you said reversals.
Yeah.
Yes. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking blocking on their turn for some reason.
No. I thought about that, but then I was like, wait. So
That's
I mean,
not. No.
I want to keep tabs on it, see what we come up with. Sense of justice. I mean, the block alone kind of makes me want to run at least a couple of copies. So I mean, there's been a lot of times where I just held on to higher block modifiers than that in my hand, just so I'd have a high block. I mean, on top of the... In a sense, it could almost be... in the same vein as Wall of Goro. Except you have to be a little bit more proactive in, like, blocking or adding cards to your card pool before it becomes effective. But the good thing is that you don't have to flip it. So, I mean, it greatly increases his reusability. That, and it promotes you actually blocking rather than just blocking with your face. I don't know. I could see running a couple of copies. Anyways, weapons upgrade. Oh man,
Woo!
yeah. Always on the move.
Nope. I tried that for Quick Man, and it just...
Yeah.
If it had a block, yes.
Or
But it doesn't.
or if it was a one difficulty, like Iron Will.
Or that.
People hoed out the crap out of Iron Will.
Yeah, but Iron Will also had a block.
Yeah.
A great block.
But it didn't have the option of pumping the damage either. Either way, I agree with you. It's a no-go.
Same deal with Rivalry with Turbo Man.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about Turbo Man except for Quick Man, apparently.
Although they did make a... didn't they make a Turbo Man character card?
No,
I've heard tell of it.
it's probably
Or, it's an attack, that's what it is.
yeah,
It's a promo
yeah,
attack.
Turbocharge. Yeah, that's the promo that they give out at the Turbo events. Like for every entry that you have, you get one copy, and then if you win, you get a play set, and on top of whatever else. Anyways, no Rivalry Turbo Man. Suspended Sword.
No.
Well, that's the whole thing, though. Not only does it go and add powerful 2 to your card pool, I mean, to your next attack. It also goes and adds more keywords to your card pool for other abilities, like
Also, it's more progressive to your card pool.
unless it's a ranged or weapon attack.
Yeah, but most of them probably aren't going to be, I don't think.
It depends. The lack of a block definitely does hurt it.
And that.
Glacial Assault depends on how many 5s we have. Keep
I
an
don't
eye
think
out.
there's that many.
No, we'll keep an eye out for it. Pulled a Maiji again.
I like that as a one-of.
I'd say
Anytime I can fit it in, I like to play one.
I'd say 2. It's one of those ones I'd like to see in every game, but I'm not going to bend over backwards to make it happen.
Let me see here. I'm not particularly impressed by the next, 5 or 6 cards. 6.
I would vouch for running a couple of copies of Gaining Techniques. And the whole fact that it allows you to selectively commit one of your opponent's foundations.
But it's only if they don't have any committed foundations,
Yeah,
which isn't often enough.
but it also has that better than normal high block.
It does have a decent block, though.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, at most, I'd say 2 copies at very most. We'll see how everything else shakes out. But I agree, Lab Assistant, Motivation. I really want to like Motivation, but it's too expensive for what it ultimately accomplishes.
If it was a 5 check, I would be like, maybe.
Yeah.
But it is not.
Never Back Down. I mean,
Besides being a terrible movie,
Pursuit of Dr.
No.
Wily. That's completely dependent on what we have, and there's combos in there that essentially accomplish both. So, thrown into combat. I mean,
if Thrown into Combat said commit one of your opponent's foundations, I would be all over it, even without the block. But it
Yeah.
does not. The next card, though, oh baby, do I have a hard on for Ceratanium Blades?
Yeah, it's good in the sense that it allows you to pick what card's going to be added.
No, even more than that, just basics. You're discarding a momentum, and you're not even committing it. You're just flipping it. So yes, it's a one-time use, but it's there to disrupt combos or to add crap to their card pool.
Yeah.
When you're trying to reversal or even just trying to attack them. I really really like it, but it's a card that I don't feel you should ever play more than 2 of in a deck, including the sideboard,
Yeah.
because
I
the
mean,
no block and the forecheck really hurts it.
especially in Mega Man, it's more icing on the cake than it is anything else.
But like in Jeddah, I think I'm running 1 main board and 1 sideboard,
Mm.
just to kind of mess with people. And like I said, I really do. I really love Ceratanium Blades. It's great.
Yeah. Robot's father just confuses the ever-loving hell out of me, like with stats and everything.
If that was a commit ability, I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
All right, sure. But
Yeah.
no, remove it from the game. No.
After you go and play 5 enhance abilities.
On Foundations.
Yeah, that's
If it was just at least 5 other enhance abilities, then maybe.
yeah, it'd be a little bit more feasible, but yeah. Anyways, High School Crush, because
Sugoi! Notice me, senpai.
right?
High School
Um,
Crush is great.
Oh yeah, so great. Psychic Powered Idol, however,
It's good in... I say good.
Psycho Soldiers.
If I were playing Athena, I would consider playing it, but otherwise, no.
Yeah,
Well, maybe I could see that maybe in Metal Man just for the second ability.
oh yeah,
But it's not great. If it had a block, I would be more willing to play it, but otherwise, no.
yeah. Void Metal Man. It's a really good utility card.
No Templars.
Champion of Southtown. Really love the card. Just
Why?
doesn't really do much in this deck though. What do you mean why?
Why? If you're not trying to play Trinity Geyser anyway.
No, I like it for its discard effect.
Oh, for your blocks?
Yeah.
I suppose that's fair.
I mean, if I don't have any quirky static text I want in my card pool, then I use it defensively. I mean, there's been a couple of times where I've used it for its damage pump. I mean, that's when I was scraping the bottom of the barrel. But like I said, overall, it doesn't really have a place in Mega Man.
Cheerful and friendly, though.
Yeah, I like the ability to go and fast track some crucial foundations into my card pool. Being able
More to the point, it's got a block on it.
a low block too.
Precisely.
Yeah, it's definitely a card to ruin your opponent's turn, or just ruin them in general. Quan Chang Nim, can't
Hard
understand you.
pass. I like it in the right kind of deck, i.e. Kim, but otherwise, no. Especially not in Mega Man, where your whole deal is you want to commit their foundations. And why would I want to commit a foundation that doesn't have a block and get rid of a momentum to ready something I just committed as a cost.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Yeah, no, this card basically became ghost status whenever Twilight rotated out.
Yeah. Well, that and the what do you call them? The better stun reversals like Kaplow and what do you call it? V-Touch when they got banned. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, because overall, if you want to ready stuff, you just run Caustic Slam. So, anyways, rehabilitation.
That doesn't sound so bad. But it is. Don't play it.
Pyrokinesis. If you consistently gain momentum, it's a pretty fun card, but we don't really have difficulty with damage output, so not for this one. Scion.
No.
Yeah.
Native champions. If I check a 3 to play an attack, I'm not committing another foundation.
Well, I mean, to be fair...
Like, I get that it's for version, but...
I mean, to be fair, a lot of people use improved design for the attack pickup. And that's for a damage... that's for a foundation destruction.
Yeah. But that we'll see that the difference is if they said, after you check out a 3 to play an attack, add the card you checked to your hand, yeah, I'd absolutely play that. But this is not that. It's add a card from your momentum to your hand, which means I have to already have a momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
Its first F is pretty good, but only if you're part of Team Japan.
Yeah. Alright, and then there's Kapoken training. I mean, especially since multiple kill conditions is a thing. Definitely have at least 2 copies, I'd say.
Kapoken is great. I typically run 3, but that's me.
Oh, as of
I
late,
can also see a case for like running 2 and then maybe putting 1 in the sideboard.
Oh yeah, I mean that's usually how I roll with it. But I have 2 mained and then 2 sideboard. Because if I want to side it in, usually I want to really, really, really see it. So I just go in. At that point, I just go and saturate the deck. If Sibling Rivalry had a better control, I'd be a lot more interested in it.
That's what I have to say.
Yeah. And then there's Accomplished Grappler.
I really want to like this card. I mean, it's one of those things that I try to fit in where I can, but I'm always running into deck space constraints and things like, I need to cut cards that don't have blocks. So I never play it, but I love the static on that. It's so good.
Oh yeah, it really hates on stun decks. And it's like, I want to stun you. Okay, Accomplished Grappler. It's like, hey, I had a couple of copies in play. You're gonna have a bad time.
Precisely.
But we're definitely adding orders.
Oh, orders from Hydrant is great.
I mean,
Isn't that?
At the purest form, same reason we have limitless strength in there.
Exactly.
But I mean, also because enhance is still relevant, not to mention playable while committed. Oh, man.
Now, the end phase is not part of the combat phase, is it?
Correct.
Oh, well then. Okay. That is a thing. Good to know.
Why you ask?
I was just thinking back to our that game I played against you as Jeddah, where you played that against me, and I forgot that I could have picked up my card at the end of the turn with that, because it was a Serpico. Oh well.
I'm trying. I'm trying to remember.
It doesn't matter. It's not really relevant to this.
I mean, something like that. It relies on how the wording is for like before a certain phase, or
Yeah.
because that was the only sticking point and the only reason why I even went for it. It's something to look at.
Oh
later.
yeah, it does say before your end phase. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I'll have to look that up. Type
No, I
myself
just
in
did.
that. No, I mean in the rules. Anyways,
Iron's Prodigy is alright. There's not really a whole lot of asset hate or control in the current format.
yeah,
I mean, there's some, but not a lot. But at the same time, there's, it doesn't have a block, and its other ability is really niche. I don't know.
yeah, especially for a commit, it seems very lackluster. I can see it being just a straight R ability, like no cost.
And then Orochi Blood is also not great.
Yeah, especially for this deck. Super Saiyan Leona.
Young Mercenary, on the other hand.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Both
man.
of the abilities. Mega Man likes to play Breaker, but he does not like Breaker played against him.
True.
But on the other hand, if you're running Mega Ball or something like that, it's going to mess with that as well. But Young Mercenaries Enhance is really, really good, especially if you're using any kind of reversal.
Yeah, it just encourages stun overload.
Yeah.
Okay, action hero.
Nope. Because I don't think there's
Yeah.
any cards that do that. Comfort in a Bottle, though. Discard a card and then draw a card. You could do worse.
Yeah, it's a decent fish.
That would be a one of.
Yeah.
Plays with Knives is. I don't think
Yeah.
it's playable here.
Snowboarding enthusiast. I mean, don't really think that there's that many mid prospects. And then Ruthless Woman. It's
If you have the momentum hate, maybe, but
yeah,
it's also only if you're in desperation. So I don't think so.
yeah. Which at that point, with the lack of momentum hate we have packing, it's probably assured.